Good morning, friends. My name is Miss Katie, and I'm here today with Tell Me a Story. Our theme for today is all about weather. When we live in different areas, we see different kinds of weather. For our friends that live in the Midwest, like in the Glenview area, we see different weather all the time, and sometimes even in the same day. Let's think about the season that just passed, winter time, and the kinds of weather that we saw there. Did we see rainbows and sunshine every day and very hot weather? No. Friends, you're right. We saw lots of snow this winter. And our very first story today is all about a little boy who goes out into the snow. This story is called The Snowy Day, and it's written and illustrated by Ezra Jack Keats. It's one of my very favorite books, and I'm so excited to share it today with you right here on the flannel board. One winter morning, this is Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night, and it covered everything as far as he could see. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and went outside. The snow was piled up very high, so high, and it was made on the street, so there was a path for walking. So Peter decided to do some walking. First, he walked with his feet pointing out like this. Then he walked with his feet pointing in like this. Did you do that with me? Feet out, feet in, toes out, toes in. So that's what he did first. He made all those crunch, crunch, crunch sounds. Then he dragged his feet slowly, drag, and made a different kind of track in the snow. And then he found something that made another new track. He got a stick, so he dragged that stick into the snow. Different kinds of tracks. Feet, and stick. The stick was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. Peter went and did a little whack. And do you know what happened? Plop! Down came some snow, plop, right on top of Peter's head. Look at that. Took a stick and he went poof and smacked. The snow fell down on his head. But Peter wasn't the only person outside enjoying the snow. There was also some big boys who were playing a snowball fight. They were doing a snowball fight. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Peter wasn't old enough, not yet, to join in. So we'll wave goodbye to those snowball throwing friends. And instead, Peter made a smiling snowman right there. And he plopped back down on the ground and moved his arms and legs around and made a snow angel right there. And with this beautiful hill, he pretended he was a mountain climber and climbed all the way to the top and then slid whoosh, all the way down. He picked up a handful of snow and another and another. He packed it round and firm. What is he making, friends? You're right, a snowball. And he put it inside his jacket pocket and he went inside to get out of the snow. He told his mother all about his adventures as she pulled off his wet socks and helped him get into the bath. And he thought and thought about all of the adventures. Before Peter got into bed, he looked for the snowball, but it was all gone, and he felt very sad. Do you know what happened to the snowball, friends? Peter went inside, right? And that snowball melted because snowballs can't go inside where it's nice and warm, and they just go and they disappear. He felt very sad. While he slept, he dreamed that the sun had melted all of the snow away. But when he woke up again, even more snow had fallen, and new snow was still falling. After breakfast, Peter called his friend from across the hall, and together they went out into the deep, dark snow. The end. Oh my goodness. Did you see all of the cool things Peter got to do in the snow? What was your favorite thing that Peter did? This is my thinking face. I think my favorite thing that Peter did was making a snowman. I really like working and building that snowman and then decorating them. That is one of my favorite parts of being out in the snow. Well, at the end of our story, Peter had snowflakes still falling. Let's sing a song about snowflakes that are falling. Our next song is called Dance Like Snowflakes. So we're going to take a little bit of time to imagine how snowflakes move. Sometimes they move differently depending on the weather. I bet we've all seen a nice slow snowfall when they just kind of float down from the sky. But maybe some of my friends out there have seen a hard snow or a blizzard where they're like, whoosh, whoosh, and there's so much snow that's coming down. Yes. So we are going to dance like snowflakes, and we're going to dance. First, we're going to go very slow. Then we're going to go very fast, and then we'll go slower again. This is to the tune of Are You Sleeping? Or Frere Jacques. Do, 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 do. So we'll say dance like snowflakes, in the air, whirling, twirling snowflakes, everywhere, everywhere. And that whirling, twirling part, you can feel free to whirl and twirl your body along with those snowflakes. You can also do it very slow or very fast. Here you go. Dance like snowflakes, in the air, whirling, twirling snowflakes, everywhere, everywhere. Now the fast part. Dance like snowflakes, in the air, whirling, twirling snowflakes, everywhere, everywhere. And one more time, nice and slow. Dance like snowflakes, in the air, whirling, twirling snowflakes, everywhere, everywhere. Thanks for singing, and stay tuned for our next story. This next story is called Boom, 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 and it's written by Jamie A. Swenson. Boom, boom, boom. That doesn't sound like snow. I think we're doing another kind of weather. we're doing one that makes lots of sounds. Patter, 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 patter. And crash, boom, boom. Maybe some lightning. Can you practice that with me? Because that's going to be part of our story. We're going to flash with our lightning. Crash, boom, boom, boom. Let's do that one more time. Flash, crash, boom, boom, boom. Excellent job. So our character is already in bed, ready to go. One stormy night, I was in bed, safe with my book and a bear named Fred. That's a great way to go to sleep. When flash, crash, boom, boom, boom. Oh! Howled Dog. Is there room? Jump in, I said. There's room for two. Two, Fred, me, Blanky, and you. Two snuggled together to wait out the storm. Dog and I were comfy and warm. When flash, crash, boom, boom, boom. Yow! Mewled Kitty. Is there room? Cuddle in, I said. There's room for three. A dog, a cat, and little old me. Three burrowed all comfy cozy. That's when I felt a twitchy nosy. Flash, crash, boom, boom, boom. Ee, ee, squealed Guinea Pig. Is there room? I think that's the nose we felt. Of course, I said, there's room for four. Outside, the storm continued to roar. We four nestled in and listened to the rain. Split, splat, 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 a stormy refrain. Flash, crash, boom, boom, boom. Ribbit, ribbit, croaked Frog. Is there room? Boing in, I said, but then no hopping. With five, this bed is already flip-flopping. Five smushed friends all jostled and jammed as the storm bellowed and bammed. That means it was really noisy. Can we get noisy with our chorus? Here we go. Flash, crash, boom, boom, boom. Ah! Squawked Parrot. Is there room? Oh dear, I said. I guess we'll try. But if we crash, be ready to fly. 6 of us were packed in tight. I hoped my bed would last the night. Flash, crash, boom, boom, boom. Hissed Snake. Is there room? Slide in, I said. At least you're thin. While the storm raged with a thunderous din. Snake coiled up a bit too snug. 7 squished folks in a reptile hug. Let's count all 7 that are here. We have our boy. That's 1. And our dog. We have cats. And we have guinea pig and parrots and frog and snake. That's 7. It's even more with the bear Fred and the book, right? Do you think the storm was over? It was not. Flash, crash, boom, boom, boom. No fair, cried my sis. Is there room? Enough, I said. You have your own bed. If you push in, there's no room for Fred. But she jumped in with elbows flying. The bed rolled and creaked and then stopped trying. Oh my goodness. My sis ran away. Sis. And our parents squawked. Woof, 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 woof. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Squeak. Meow. Bed now broken, they all scattered. They flew and ran. Alone again, I knew just what to do. Fluffing my pillow, I snuggled into bed. Just me, a book, and my bear named Fred. The end. Did you see the bed break with everyone in there? I have never had 8 animals and human beings in one bed. That is a lot. Are you ready to do another song all about rain? This time it won't be a thunderstorm, but it will involve a new animal. Let's see if you can guess. We're back now. Do you have your guess about what animal could be in this song about rain? They look a little bit like this. We are going to sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider today. Do you all know what Itsy Bitsy Spider does? They climb up the water spout, right? And then something comes that forces them down. The rain. But then out comes the sun, and the spider goes up again. We're going to sing it once with the puppets, and then I'm going to show you some different ways that you can move so you can sing the song more than once at home. Here we go. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. So normally when we sing, you might make a spider motion because you don't have a spider puppet, and that's okay to climb up. Some of my friends do this. There's lots of ways to move the itsy bitsy spider up. But did you know that Itsy Bitsy has a little sister named the Teensy Weensy Spider? Just like in our last story, there was a brother and a sister. And the Teensy Weensy Spider is so little, like this. They move so slow, like this, all the way up. Very slow. We're going to sing about her. The teensy weensy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the teensy weensy spider went up the spout again. Oh, teensy weensy spider and itsy bitsy spider have a great big brother. His name is the great big hairy spider, and he moves up like this. And sometimes when we sing these verses, I'll sing in a high voice for teensy weensy or low voice for great big hairy, and I'm going to do the low voice today. Here we go. The great big hairy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the great big hairy spider went up the spout again. Let's welcome back Itsy Bitsy one more time. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Fantastic job. Grown-ups, you might be wondering why we sing songs so many times in a row. There's research that shows that repeating a song 3 times is when it really cements in our young friends' brains and they're able to sing it on their own. So when you do something for the first time, especially a song, make sure you repeat it. Let's hear what our next story is going to be. Our last story for today is called Windblown by Edward Manseau. Winds? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I'm going to need your help playing the part of wind in this story. We're going to start with some tiny wind. Whoosh. One tiny scrap of paper. Look at that. Look, there's another. Now there are 3. Bigger wind. And now, whoosh, whoosh, the one that's hard to see. Whoosh. There are even more. Where did they come from? Whose are they? Whose are they? Let's find out. We're going to whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Big whoosh. Whoosh. They're mine, said the chicken. I saw them lying around. You ready for another whoosh? Whoosh. They're mine, said the fish. I'm the one who cut the paper into the pieces that the chicken saw lying around. Comes another whoosh. Whoosh. No, no, they're mine, said the bird. I'm the one who made the paper the fish cut into pieces that the chicken saw lying around. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. No, 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 they're mine, said the snail. I'm the one who shaped the wood the bird made into paper, the fish cut into pieces that the chicken saw lying around. Do you see I started to do some motions? You can do that with me, because I think there's going to be one whoosh, whoosh. No, 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 they're mine, croaked the frog. I'm the one who found the tree that shaped the wood by snail, the bird made into paper, that the fish cut into pieces, that the chicken saw lying around. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Shh, said the wind. I blew as hard as I might, and I toppled the tree found by the frog, shaped by the snail, that the bird made into paper, the fish cut into pieces, that the chicken saw lying around. And I'll blow whoosh and blow whoosh as hard as I can till all the tiny scraps are high in the air. And with one last gust, I'll blow them over to you. They're yours now. What will you do? The end. The thing that I like most about this story, we'll put up our frog again. Here's Frog. Do you remember all of those pieces that blew around in the beginning of our story? We had this big blue piece. Look, that's Frog right there. We had red piece, Frog's mouth, and that orange piece, Frog's body. And we had 2 gray and black pieces that became Frog's eyes. So we have all of these kinds of pieces. These are the different ones that we had. And it can become all the different animals that we saw. Here's Snail. There's their blue piece, our orange piece, our red piece, and the eye pieces. Do you remember bird? Same thing. Our blue piece, our red piece, our orange, and our eye pieces. Here's fish. Same thing. Blue, red, orange eyes. Do you remember our very first animal? Chicken? Same thing. Blue, red, orange, and eyes. So, when the book says at the end, now they're yours, what could you make with the pieces? I would love, if you do make anything, if you show it to us at the library. We'd be so happy to see it. There's one more song for us to sing today, friends. Stay tuned. This song is called If All of the Raindrops, and I'm going to be playing my ukulele while we sing. But first, we need to know what we're doing. We can make the motions of what we're talking about, because we're going to talk about 3 kinds of weather. We're going to talk about raindrops, snowflakes, and sunbeams. This is a very silly song where we pretend the weather is something we can eat. So we would stand outside with our mouths like this. And you can try to capture all of those different kinds of weather things, which are going to be lemon drops and gumdrops, candy bars and milkshakes, and bubble gum and ice cream. So we are going to sing the raindrops first, then the snowflakes and sunbeams. So raindrops, snowflakes, sunbeams. Okay, here we go, my friends. If all of the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a rain it would be. And I'd stand outside with my mouth open wide, singing if all of the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a rain it would be. Remember? It's snowflakes. They're candy bars and milkshakes. If all of the snowflakes were candy bars and milkshakes, oh, what a snow it would be. And I'd stand outside with my mouth open wide, singing if all of the snowflakes were candy bars and milkshakes, oh, what a snow it would be. Last verse, those sunbeams, bubblegum and ice cream. If all of the sunbeams were bubblegum and ice cream, oh, what a sun it would be. And I'd stand outside with my mouth open wide, singing if all of the sunbeams were bubblegum and ice cream, oh, what a sun it would be. Thank you so much for singing with me today, friends. We are going to get ready to say goodbye now. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, friends, discussing the weather. We saw so many different kinds of weather. I encourage you to look out your window and see what kind of weather you're having today. Depending on when you watch this video, it'll be different. Maybe you'll see sun, maybe you'll see snow, maybe you'll see rain. Either way, I hope you have a wonderful day and come back next week, Mondays at 10:30 a.m. for another edition of Tell Me a Story. Until then, goodbye, friends.